What is up YouTube, it's Overlord Gaming, and I'm here today to talk about Destiny's shortcomings, its flaws, and how greed has corrupted this game and took away what could have been the best game of this year. In Destiny, you see many parts of the game that are inaccessible, or at least they're supposed to be. They have barriers blocking them or an obstacle that is supposed to be impassable. Many players have discovered how to get past these barriers and blockades, and have been to those areas and have come back with knowledge that this game has a vast majority of its content either cut or locked off, and that it shall be sold back to us as DLC. In many of the trailers, you see areas, planets, and other aspects of the game that were originally supposed to be in the retail version, but for some odd reason are cut from the game. Bungie and Activision have locked off and cut a vast majority of this game to sell back to us so that they may make a large profit without even having to lift a finger to make new content. Destiny in its current state is in shambles. The game has very little content, little to no storyline, and a horrible netcode. The online is laggy and buggy and broken. Head registration is worse than Battlefield 4's at launch. The maps have very little variety, and there is very little customization and very small amount of vehicles, and it has none of the creativity that Halo had within its multiplayer or its campaign. The campaign levels have no creativity to them. In Halo, you had multiple ways to go through a level. The best example, as I've pointed out in an earlier video, is the Ark, where you had at least 3 ways of dealing with each part of the level, whereas in Destiny you have only 2, which is clear each room on your way to the final objective and defend Ecobot from enemies, making the gameplay very bland and very boring. In this picture here, you can see a concept art of Old Chicago, where they obviously had a clear idea of what they wanted to add into Earth besides Old Russia. And another one where a guardian is standing what looks to be a hangar, a ship hangar, in the reef. It's fully rendered and fully made, meaning that it's already within the game somewhere, and it's only accessible via DLC. Now I also want to bring up the fact that one of the dev diaries also had them bring up trading and gambling in this video here.
I think Player 2 looks pretty nice.
Player 2 does look
She's
pretty
got
nice.
some sweet clothes, an awesome cape.
She's a hunter.
All customized gear that's either acquired on many adventures, or purchased, or traded, or gambled for.
Now Destiny is an MMO light. It has all the aspects of an MMO, and much of the lingo carries over, such as aggro, DPS, ads, etc, etc. Now it would be dumb to think that they wouldn't have thought about putting in an in-game trading system, seeing as it shares all the aspects of an MMO, but most players would want an in-game economy. However, in the final version of this game, trading system seems to be absent. Why is that? Well, adding in a trading system would technically decrease the amount of playtime that a stronger and more frequent players would be able to put into the game. Most of the stronger players would get better content sooner, or perhaps farm a lot of low-level materials and sell it in bulk in order to obtain higher-level equipment, meaning that they would get a higher level sooner and more frequently than what a lower level would. Now, in theory, a level 10 could go and farm Spirit Bloom or Relic Iron over and over and trade it for a legendary armor that's fully upgraded, meaning that he or she would skip level 20 through 27 and land somewhere above level 28, hence cutting total playtime down. This means they would have to add in more content, such as more levels, new armor, new weapons, and add in new levels proportionally to how much extra playtime they want to get out of the player. Now, more playtime means more DLC. However, with more DLC and an ingrained trading system, usually having to add in that extra, DLC and that extra content would cut down on the time that they're actually able to work on said DLC and sell it. And DLC means easy money for those involved and what goes in towards the next game. So in order to cut out some of the work they have to do and increase playtime, they ended up cutting out trading. So what we get now is an extraordinarily watered down version of what could have been the best online game of this year, if not in the next 10 years. This game has been consistently cut down. Now, I could see some of the reason being is that because the older console generations, such as the 360 and the PS3, couldn't necessarily keep up with what the Xbox One could. I mean, the Xbox One is a lot more advanced and a lot more technically sufficient than what the Xbox 360 is. It's made leaps and bounds in its actual technological progress. And a lot of times, usually whenever you port a game over to an older console, in order to keep people happy, you have to cut out certain content. However, in my opinion, I think that they personally just kind of cut this content out in order to keep from doing work, and as again to make a quick and easy buck off of gamers who will continue to buy this content without even thinking, hey, if I don't buy this content, then perhaps, next time that they make a game like this, they'll learn something, and then they won't be able to sell us, cheap content that should already be in the game, such as Mass Effect, Destiny, and a few other games. As a gaming community, we need to stand up and grab the gaming company's attention and say no to the half-assed content that they keep shelling out. Hit them where it hurts. Your voice and your wallet are the most powerful things we have to use, so use it. If we don't, the video games companies will continue to start giving us less and less content for video games and selling us the rest of the game later in the form of DLC, knowing full and well that we are going to buy it, hoping it will fix the game and add more enjoyment and pleasure to the game. Don't buy the DLCs for this game or any other game that does something like this. Rise up and tell these corrupt gaming companies what you think about this half-assed, cheap game content, and show them that you will deny them their easy money. If we deny them of their easy money here and now, and we make a stand, then we will most certainly see a dip and a change in the amount of content that we get in the beginning of video games, and just how well the video games are going to be made. If you guys support the cause, then please like the video, rate it, and tell me what you guys think of Destiny, and what exactly you think of the upcoming games coming out this year. This is Overlord signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Медпакет!